Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. We just had game week 1 ending with a thrilling match, the best match of the week. I'm joking, I'm joking. I'm joined by Antonio. We're going to take a quick look back at all the action, FPL, fan tracks, and football wise, and just give our early thoughts on game week 2 coming up. So, Antonio, first things first, fantasy. I know some of the points still being tallied. I'm sure you would have had Spurs asset. Talk to me. How was the weekend? Just about the weekend first. How was the weekend's action for you, and how did that reflect well on your team?
So firstly, the weekend was going good, but then this game week traded off because I captained Son. So I didn't make any points. Son was invisible that whole second half. But I had Poro, so I got power points on Poro. All in all, I made but like everyone on my team made points. Like literally every player made points except my captain. I know that is hate here, because yeah. So
It
it might
does.
be I don't know how the arrows gonna look. It might look green this first round, but next week is another week.
Yeah. Who were some of your so besides the usual suspects, right? The usual premiums, who on your team shocked you the most, brought in some valuable points? You're like, all right. Somebody you might have been thinking of dumping, but or you wasn't sure of when you picked them, but really came in clutch for you.
On my team in particular, I think I mostly went with premiums. But Jota, I had a lot of people were talking about the rotation, but
Right.
I stuck to it and I was like, I going with Jota over Salah. It was a
Right.
risk because Salah did score an assist, but I had Jota and Trent, so I kind of balanced the points.
Mm.
So yeah. So it worked out for me because Jota did his thing. He scored. He could have scored two, but I'm taking what I get on moving forward.
Yeah, not upset with that at all. Okay, so game week 1 over, game week 2 coming up. We have some transfers that we can use. Talk to me. Who caught your eye over the weekend, and is it for you? Is it chaotic in your team right now that you have to chase someone, or So who you like so far, and is it too soon for you to be chasing anyone, any other, or is there anybody that you want to get rid of very quickly? Maybe a captain.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting rid of Son because his involvement in the game wasn't that good this game week. I mean, his Paparis had a bad first game, to be honest, because the first game is normally be like that game for the season. Everybody has butterflies or whatnot because you're playing a newly relegated team too. So, but they're coming off him. But at the same time, he's a 10 million player. He's a premium, and I don't like premiums that don't show. I could have gone to another 10 million player like Saka who scored and brought in double-digit points this game week. So I
Right.
could probably like triple Arsenal. I feel like that might be the way because that's how I went last time coming to the end of the season and paid off really well. Go with the team that I was in form and don't try to go for the team that might do this and might do that. It's a gamble at the end of the game because FPL, but at the same time, go where you know your points might be more sure than uncertain. So yeah, I think I might sell. Most likely, I'm gonna sell Son. Granted, that Poor isn't injured because he came off injured, so I don't want to take a really minus either.
Correct. Now, who caught your eye? Who caught your eye? Who caught your eye? I mean, we had some good matchups. We had Fulham. We had Chelsea. No, despite Chelsea not looking too hot. Now, I'm going from a fan tracks perspective.
Yeah.
Lavia. I loved how Lavia looked, I must say, right? Crystal Palace have some teetering problems, but the players looked fairly okay. Just didn't put away the chances.
Yeah,
But go
that's
ahead.
true. Um, I think I was kind of unfortunate with that whole situation as a free kick. That was very strange to me, and the referee himself came after and said that he got it wrong. But you can't really do that because you're saying that you're kind of throwing off a game now because you can't come after the match and say, well, it should have been a goal after because that team was
No.
fighting. It showed the momentum. So but as it was being a bit selfish in that game, in my opinion, I watched that game. But at an FPL standpoint, too, you do like selfish players because those are the ones that bring points because they always want to shoot, they always want to score, they always want to make impact into the game.
Yeah.
Um, Teams that impressed, besides the regulars, Brighton. I mean, a lot of people had them
Mm,
out. Bright. People
mm,
were saying that
mm.
Brighton going to get like saying it's a new season. They like how they can preseason. I was like, I'm doubting that because they are that kind of team. They would like try to cast them out, and they were like, hey, and the one of the old favorites from last season, Matoma, up on his scoring. One of your favorite boys from back in the day, Danny Welbeck on his score sheet. um, and this guy, Adingra, who came off the bench, he played really good.
Yep.
Played
Yep.
really good. I think that's
Yep.
his unscore. So I mean, those are like the players I want to look out for as well because
Yeah.
they're fodders as we would say, but
Yes.
they're bringing a lot of impact to the game on the FPL as well. So
But as you said right now, I did a show the other day on Locked In FPL. We were speaking about Minter. Now Minter came off injured, but I think if he misses the Miami game, he'll be back for the following game. I don't think it was anything too serious. Brighton has to be one of the best run clubs. Best run clubs in Premier League have to be. They will sell their key assets. They've
yeah,
never yet been left reeling from selling someone prolific. Because each season we're like, wow, this player is amazing. And then at the end of the season, oh no, they sold a big player. Nope. A big team like Spurs or Arsenal, if they lose Saka right now, I don't know how they're going to replace Saka. But Brighton are very good at recruitment, and they look good, and they did what they were supposed to do. I think over the weekend they were probably the only team that did what they were supposed to do in terms of destroy what's in front of you. They got the points, and now they're on top of the table because of goal difference. Of course, early days. Now you said Brighton. I want to look at Leicester. Well, I find Leicester look good. Now they're Fulham next tricky game, but Leicester look good. What you thought about Leicester? I know in the early part of the game they could have been probably hit for 3 or 4 if it was a more clinical team, but they were allowed back into the game and started pressing and playing really good football.
yeah, and I think that was the problem too with Spurs. They began to become complacent. Like even when they scored that first goal, they made a lot of errors in the back, like defenders, Udogi, trying to like make passes that they didn't need to. He got the ball stolen from him a couple of times. Well, unnecessary tackles and things like that kind of encouraged Leicester to keep on pushing. And as soon as Leicester scored that goal, Leicester was back in it, and Leicester was like gunning at them again. And they could have scored again because Vardy had a nice chance opportunity right after he scored. I was like, damn, they should have scored because I think it's like that need to put Spurs in their place because you can't waste all those chances. Got it first half. You have a new signing. This supposed to be a Harry Kane signing. He missed some sitters, to be very honest with you. I was expecting better. The headers, some free shots. I was like,
Yes, yes,
Sonak should be put in a really sense because he was more than doing that for Bournemouth. So
correct.
um, I don't know if it was just like a first game butterflies, as I say, but I expect from big profile
Okay,
players.
I found this on the web for Who is Kim Butterflies of the Sea WhatsApp.
I'm sorry,
Check
Kiri.
it out.
But yeah. Other than that, yeah, Leicester didn't look bad at all. To be honest, they had some nice players. Some of the stand-up players. Vardy, oh gosh, Vardy's a veteran in the team. You can never not like him. And first price point in the FPL aspect, I think like
Yeah.
if it's on a budget and you want to cut back and they're playing, as you said, Fulham next.
And to me, two key guys that caught my eye. Now I've been monitoring them since Fantrax. Fatau, I hope I'm saying that correct, and Buonanotte looked really good because
Yeah.
they were providing that ball for Vardy. Vardy had that one-on-one chance. Woo, normally prime Vardy would have put that
But
away and already gone celebrating.
yeah, I really like Buonanotte. He pressed you to get a whole game, like took the ball from him, did what he wanted. Like I could see if they continue transitioning that to that kind of football. Because I feel like the first half they were like they were against the ropes.
Yeah,
But
correct.
you could have seen as the game progressed that once they were comfortable, they were doing a lot more. And
Yeah,
they were more confident. And as I said, Fatawu, I believe is pronounced his name. I can't pronounce it correct. I don't know. But yeah, he's played really well. He played really well. You can see he is like that winger for them, that guy that will create some chances or draw fouls and get them those set pieces. But the only thing about Leicester is I realize on set pieces, they're not the greatest. Their mark
correct.
kind of, 50-50.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so as we wrapping up this short episode here, Game Week 2 is coming up. So we have some nice matchups looking coming up here. What games catching your eye, and you may just throw an eye on those games. Which games looking good to you in terms of scouting? I know it's early days to try and chase down any transfers. Let's roll. Are you the kind? I mean, depending on how your game goes, obviously, but are you the kind of person you will try and run down transfers so early, or are you happy with what you've got so far, and you're going to just roll and see what happens instead of chasing down a minus so early in the season?
Well, as you said, I was concerned. I mean, I'm highly likely I might sell some, but they're gonna play home next, and Spurs home, the confidence, the team. It's always that home confidence that is built up your team. So I might just give him the black because they play Everton. Everton away from home, do have a
To be
good record.
fair,
Yeah,
it's Everton. And
yeah,
Everton are not looking good, to be fair.
yeah. So I might just give him like that one more shot, and if things will work out, I'll move from there. The teams that I'm looking at, well, obviously Man City, Ipswich. Everybody going to be looking at that team, but most likely this Captain Hazard for that game week.
Correct.
I might bring in another City asset, um, possibly Bernardo Silva because he's relatively cheaper than most. Another high scoring game, I think might be high scoring game is that Brighton Manu.
For real.
How we think about those first games, those 7:30 games, the first games is normally be like a kind of 50-50 because they would think, yeah, high scoring, and then it comes to like a nil, a 1-1, and that's might be it. But Brighton playing good ball, Man United was playing decent until they brought on subs, in my opinion. Garnacho, and they made a difference in the team. So they need to look at that. And the Fulham Leicester, you were talking about Fulham Leicester. I can see that being a nice game as well because same caliber. Both teams are, you know. Aston Villa, Arsenal, oh gosh, well, I love I love Odegaard, so I mean by rights. But
Boy.
Villa look decent against West Ham, but I'm really not sure against the big odds what might happen to them in this situation here. But I saw how they played. They scored early. Unadon came and scored. He's the beast. I didn't realize how big that man was, but he came and scored that header, and they kind of sat back after that, and West Ham kind of, thing. So they can't do that against Arsenal because Arsenal is continuously keep pressing him. So that's well, yeah, those are those are the teams that I think that will bring points forward in the next game week. So that Tottenham game, Man City, Arsenal, and well, the Liverpool Brentford because you can't really rule out Brentford. They're a decent team. The Wisa has been enough kind of form. And yeah, Liverpool. I don't have Salah, so I really don't know how we're going to make this balance. But hopefully, I guess Salah blank this weekend. The game the FPL goes with me,
Just a quick tidbit for those playing Fantrax, and I mean FPL as well too. So there's some guys that caught my eye for sure. Small Bone from Southampton, right? Small Bone was played really well. Looked good up everywhere. He was all over the place. He played some exceptional football. And from an FPL standpoint, again, I know it's don't laugh, but there were some key Chelsea assets that look okay. Cucurella look okay. Actually, Caicedo look okay. As I said, Lavia, really in love with Lavia. Ipswich is another team, but of course they play City, so you won't jump on those assets right now. But before we go, how impressed were you with Brentford? Tony, nothing, right?
Yeah.
Bromo looked good, Whistle looked good. They had good support from the midfield. Just the defense, but Scott looked good. The attack looked really good, and they're facing Liverpool next. That may not be a drawn-out conclusion, or it's such an easy game for Liverpool.
Correct is right. As you said, they are a seasoned team now in Premier League, so they know how to come up against the big guys. Obviously, you might not see the same free-flowing football that they had against Crystal Palace, because they might actually sit back and wait for the counter against Liverpool. That would make more sense because they can't go head to head with Liverpool in terms of attacking. So that's probably most likely going to be their plan. But as I said, in Bournemouth, we saw those guys have the ability to finish. We saw a good finisher of recent. This last season, he was finishing pretty well. And Bournemouth is a person who would create. And Jensen, these guys are seasoned. So I don't expect Liverpool to just dominate this game, but I can see it being probably a high scoring game. Might be a 3-1. I open for a high scoring game, to be honest, because that's when most football is more entertaining. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, guys, I want to thank everyone. Please enjoy, like the video, share it with your friends. Join our league. It's in the description below. Join the action. Try and see if you can defeat us this season. All our panelists are in the league, and of course, our YouTube team. And we stay tuned for more content. This was our Game Week 1 thoughts and early Game Week 2 thoughts. As the week progresses, we will post more content as we try to do more research for you guys. Of course, check out our website below. Some articles coming out, of course, this week. Cricket, CPL, a lot of action. F1 Fantasy coming up this week, Dutch GP. So a lot to stay tuned for right here at your home for Fantasy Sports, the Fantasy Pavilion. Thanks, Antonio, for coming through. Guys, please smash that like button. Cheers, guys. Happy picking.